And welcome back, YouTube. It is 12:58 a.m. Sunday, January 15th, 2022. It's Friday night. It's almost 1 in the morning. I really could have stayed here at the Wander Inn for another hour, but I killed off my pitcher of beer. Don't have enough cash on me for another one, I don't think. And really don't want to put that on a credit card. So I think it's just time to walk home. I was kind of hoping Priscilla would show up tonight, but apparently she's not feeling it. I don't know. She sent me a message earlier asking how it was, and I was like, it's all right. And I don't know. I mean, honestly, it's not bad there tonight at all. Just I'm not in the most chipper moods. Just kind of looking at how overall dire my financial situation is, and just it's just been a bad bus week with all the transfers that I've done. That just the nonstop, like, it just seems like once a day. It used to be it happened every now and then, but lately it just seems like about once a day I get hit with a bus that's supposed to do a transfer or supposed to leave somewhere, and the bus that's scheduled just doesn't show up. And yeah, I really don't know what's up with that. There's certainly not there's no notices. It just happens, and everybody who rides the bus, I guess, is just supposed to not notice. I don't know. I don't know. And honestly, it kind of has me worried, that when I start with Amazon, which is supposed to be in a week and a day, it has me genuinely worried that I will struggle to keep the job because of buses not showing up and not being able to get there on time. And it's not like when you're driving and you're running late and you're 10 minutes late. Like missing a bus transfer, you're 30 minutes to an hour late. You're a minimum of 30 minutes late if you were scheduled in such a way to get yourself there right. And on that note, maybe I should get myself familiar with what's over at around 83rd Avenue and McDowell, and 83rd Avenue and I-10. That's not an area I'm familiar with at all. I mean, I'm vaguely familiar with it. That's near the concert venue formerly known as Desert Sky Pavilion. I've seen so many concerts there. In fact, on this YouTube channel, if you dig deep enough, you can find a really good, not the best audio quality, obviously, because it was shot with a smartphone, but you can find a pretty cool video of Jimmy World performing Hear You Me there. And also, I don't really have a full song of Incubus there, but I recorded when I saw Incubus there and I don't even know what the hell it's called at this point. It was Desert Sky Pavilion, and they started giving it corporate sponsored names, and it's changed so many times. And honestly, I'm annoyed they ever changed the name from Desert Sky Pavilion, because that's the Desert Sky area, and it'll always be Desert Sky Pavilion to me. And I know a lot of other people who've lived in Phoenix for a long time feel the same. And shoot, when I moved back to Phoenix in '91, one of the first things that I did was go to a concert there. Went there to see The Cult and Lenny Kravitz open up for The Cult. And that was not long after Lenny Kravitz's first album came out, when he was just sort of a new artist that wasn't very well known. And I was a little bummed not a lot of people were into Lenny Kravitz at the time. He put on an amazing show, but for the most part, he had a bunch of fans of The Cult that were just like, who's this guy? Why are we listening to this? But anyway, yeah, I remember that show vividly. That was a great one. But yeah, so many shows I've seen there over the years. Anyway, that's just north of there. But as far as like what's there in terms of places to kick back while it's not time for me to be at Amazon. That's one thing that's, nice for me about working at bars is particularly Bullocks. Like if I show up 2 hours early, 3 hours early, drinking is my job description, so it's not a problem if I got a wee bit of a buzz when I actually start my show. And even if I'm not drinking, like it's a kickback place to just kick back because it's a bar. So obviously that's not an option at Amazon, especially not in a warehouse environment. I need to be not under the influence, obviously. And but yeah, I guess I need to find out what's over there in terms of maybe fast food places. I'm crossing my fingers there's something like a Denny's, especially considering how many fast food places these days don't have their lobbies open or doing drive-through only. So are of zero help to me, because basically I need someplace I can. I looked at the bus schedule, and it's it's a straight shot for me down the 17 from 48th Street to from 48th Street to you all right? I don't know what to think about that. Doing kind of a weird shuffle, like maybe he's looking for something or under the influence of something. I don't know. Usually I don't see sketchy people on this particular stretch of Palm Lane. They typically go up and down. It's kind of funny, like the streets that the sketchy people travel on. They typically go up and down 44th Street. They'll use the piece of Palm Lane between 44th and Pierce Park, but I rarely see them on this stretch of 44th Street, or I'm sorry, this stretch of Palm Lane, west of 44th Street. Anyway, gosh, what was I thinking of where I saw, what the hell was I talking about before the weird, for the, that suspicious looking character. Bus route, Route 17, westbound from here to Amazon. I do believe my shift at Amazon starts at 7 p.m. If memory serves, it's a 90-minute ride along that route from 48th Street to 83rd Avenue. I don't think it takes any transit center detours, although it might. I'm not going to wait for this light. It looks like I got a nice big break in traffic here. Let's see. Well, the cars are clear down at McDowell there. Yeah, it's a straight shot. I don't think there's any transit center detours at all. I think it just goes straight down McDowell. It's just a long way. It's a long way. I mean, that's even a pretty long drive. Like if I was driving it, I'd probably need to give myself 30-40 minutes. So yeah, route 17 is not a particularly slow route compared to some, like say Route 27 north of Northern, but it is a somewhat busy route, and it stops potentially every quarter mile. So throw that plus red lights, and yeah, I got a 90-minute ride into Amazon, and I didn't even look to see what the schedule's like on Sunday, since I start on Sunday, but Sunday schedules always suck a little bit more than the regular schedule. But yeah, I think I'm probably going to have to make a point to just always be there, not for the bus that gets me to the warehouse on time, but for the bus before that, just in case that bus before that doesn't run. Now, to be fair, I can't think of any time that I've had a scheduled bus just not show up that the next scheduled bus has not shown up. Although I have had many times where a scheduled bus has not shown up, and then the next scheduled bus has been 15-20 minutes late. So yeah, obviously I'm going to need to plan my trip to Amazon accordingly, and so I'm probably looking at leaving home about 4 o'clock to get there at 7. Ouch. God, I hope I get a car soon. Speaking of things with my car, oh gosh, there's a couple more things I wanted to mention about Amazon, but speaking of my car, there's a regular that hangs out over at Bullock's. It's he's borderline staff. Like sometimes he'll stay and help with stuff there, and it's sanctioned by the ownership and whatnot. But regular borderline staff does some cleaning tasks and stuff for the bar. And his main job is he's a mechanic and works, I don't know if he owns a shop or works at a shop, but after talking to him on Thursday night, I get the feeling that it's more than just an employee position, because he did say that he could possibly take care of the motor for my car, for my Saturn for me. And then I would also be, and I told him, I don't really have any money. He's like, well, could you make payments? I'm like, well, I started Amazon in a little over a week. So once those paychecks start rolling in, yeah. I said, and obviously I'm able to do more things to make more money when I have my car. I told him, it's like, it's a big catch-22. I can't make money to take care of my car because I'm not able to do a lot of work, and I'm not able to do a lot of work because I don't have my car. So I do wonder, and I kind of worry how Rob would react to that if I was to ask for the keys back from him and have a tow truck take it from his shop to another person's shop. But then again, I've been waiting nearly 4 months, so I think I've long since passed the point of ridiculous with that. As far as the motor that's allegedly been already purchased, I'm not the one that put the cash down on that. Priscilla did. I know she's been sending some kind of angry text messages to Rob about that subject, just kind of like, hey, I gave you that money because I anticipated you were going to get that car done. It's been 4 fucking months. What's the deal? Did you even spend my money on that motor? I don't know if she's gone as far as to ask for the money back, but I'm starting to I don't know, I should ask her about that. Anyway, I was really hoping I would see, I'm forgetting the name of the guy that's the mechanic over at Bullock's, but I was hoping I would see and talk to him today, because he was a little on the buzz side, and I was kind of distracted by other stuff. And I was kind of on my out the door to get to my bus, and so we couldn't really talk about it long at that point. But I was hoping I'd see him there today, but I'm sure I'll see him over the course of the next week. So I don't know at this point, as much as I want to be loyal to Rob, and Rob has helped me out with a lot of stuff. It's past the point of I've been waiting. I've been patiently waiting, and it's just been a ridiculously long amount of time at this point. So yeah, that's pretty much all there's to say about that. As for the Amazon thing, because it's a warehouse position, I'm supposed to wear a certain type of shoes called safety shoes, and I don't know how they differ from regular shoes. I'm assuming they have some kind of protective structure on the toes, just in case something lands on my foot. It's not going to crush my toes, I think. But they all look pretty much like normal sneakers, but they're sure damn expensive. They all seem to run between about $100 and $105. There's very specific ones that are approved by Amazon, which they send you to a special website to buy, and they all seem to run between like $105 and $120. They give you a code. They gave me a code. The new hires for my position get a code that is a credit of like $111 or $112, something like that. So I mean, you can choose the ones that are a little bit cheaper than that, or the ones that are exactly that price. Of course, I went and chose the ones when I tried to, and I mentioned the other day, that I took the trip back out there because I had lost my form with the directions on how to get the shoes. In the bag that I left behind on Tuesday night at the bar up on Bell Road. So I went back there on pretty much all day Wednesday was spent going to that bar trying to recover the bag, and unsuccessfully recover the bag, which also had my birth certificate and my car registration and my proof of insurance and some other items in it, and a goddamn bag of pretzels. Anyway, yeah, I had so I went back. It was Thursday afternoon that I went back to Amazon to get that form, and I was really thinking that I would have no problem either before or after my karaoke show on Thursday. I'm just following the directions and ordering the shoes, and it didn't work out that easy. My daughter Allison told me that she had a similar problem with the discount code not working, although she said that for her the code just simply didn't work from the get-go, and she had to basically do the ordering on her first day at Amazon, and be connected via their intranet to make it work. Now, I think my problem is a little bit different. I don't know, I could go into details, and this is pretty mad boring to boast anybody anyway, but long story short, when I went to purchase it, I applied the credit, and it was kind of awkward doing all the, I don't know, for me, any website that I've never used before is just an awkward experience. I initially tried to do it on my desktop thinking that would be easier, but when I typed the URL, it didn't work the way it was written out. It was kind of a long, awkward URL anyway, with a bunch of dashes and slashes in it. But there's a QR code on it, and I'm just like, well, I've got decent Wi-Fi here. I can just scan the QR code with my iPhone. And generally speaking, websites work fine on the iPhone. And it was awkward just because I wasn't really sure what I was doing, but picked out the shoes that I want. I like the ones and they were the most expensive ones, but I like the style of them the most. And they, with Amazon pretty much footing the bill on them, why not get the good ones, right? So I owed a balance of about $18, so I was needing to do the checkout and pay $18. And it wasn't on Amazon, it was actually on Zappos.com, which of course I don't have an account on, and I've never used Zappos.com before. So rather than create a profile and put credit card information and stuff with Zappos, since they're affiliated or owned by Amazon, they have the option, and I wish it had a PayPal option. If it had PayPal, I'd have been good to go. But it had an option to use Amazon checkout, which other websites I use have that option where you can use the shopping, you can use basically your Amazon payment method to pay for them, which I've done that on more than one occasion with monoprice.com, one of the main websites I buy cables and video adapters and audio adapters on. And when I got onto the Amazon to select my payment method on the Amazon site for payments, Amazon Payments, I realized now since my money has run out and my credit has run out, I've just simply stopped buying stuff on Amazon, and I didn't realize that I'd let every single card that was on Amazon expire, except for my Discover, which has 0 available credit on. I shouldn't say 0, but it doesn't. It has less than $18 available credit on it. So, yeah, that sucked. That sucked, and I was like, well, shit, I don't have a valid form of payment here. And there was an option to put in, another card, which is, fine. I'll go put in my debit card. There's money, I have a lot of money in the bank account, but I got enough money to cover that. And I got to put that number in the put that number in. For whatever reason, I just could not make that work. Like I'd get most of my information put in, and then it would just have me right back to the point where it showed me that all of my payment methods had expired except for my Discover. Click here to use Discover, click here to put in a new card. And I must have tried like 4 or 5 different times to put in a new card. And that's frustrating. Like I was just like, what the hell? And at that point, it seemed like probably my best bet was just to log on to Amazon.com with my desktop, the computer that I host karaoke on, my DJ machine, because it's got a web browser. It's completely capable Windows 7 computer, which, granted, Windows 7 is kind of dated at this point in time, but I've got the current version of Firefox on it, and also the current version of, which is the browser I prefer, and also the current version of Chrome on it. So I open another tab in Firefox and go to Amazon. I have no problem logging in and getting on my account. And I went ahead and just removed all the cards I'd had that expired. Just drop them. They're not valid anymore. Even if I have renewed those cards and have, dates, whatever, it was just easiest to just delete those. Put them, put in new cards. And I'm going to put in my damn debit card. And I had no problem with that. Absolutely no problem. Except that it showed it in my Amazon profile. I'm thinking, okay, no problem. And so I go back on my mobile phone and just simply try to refresh the web page I'm on in hopes that it would show my additional payment option that I just put in on Amazon. And that didn't work. Still, refresh the page and still the same thing. It's just simply showing the ones that are expired that I'd already removed, and my Discover, which doesn't have enough money available to finish that transaction. And so it's like, well, that's fucked up. And so I'm trying to figure out what to do from there on the site. And there's an option that says to return to, click here to return to Zappos. To cancel the payment and return to Zappos. And I'm thinking, okay, yeah, that's all I got to do. Just do that. And then probably, look at my cart and then probably just click on Amazon Payments again. And at that point, it initiate a new session. It should initiate a new session with Amazon Payments, and my option should be there. I'm hoping. It didn't work that easy. When I got to Zappos.com, somehow between going to Amazon Payments and then backing back up to Zappos.com, it lost my discount, which is, like I said, about $111, $112. So, it's the bulk of the expense of the shoes. And I absolutely do not have enough money to buy the shoes at my own expense. And besides, why the hell am I going to do that when that's something they're supposed to comp? I'm kind of worried that if I purchase them without that I'm not going to get reimbursed. So So yeah, I go back to it. It's the discount is no longer in my cart. It's showing the full price of the shoes in my cart, which is like over $120. They're expensive shoes, and and so I'm like, well, I guess I just need to paste the code back in. So I go searching through my email again, trying to find the code that was emailed to me from Amazon, and copy and paste the code back in, and now it's giving an error that says it is not a valid code. So apparently going to the Amazon payments but not actually checking out made it look like to Zappos like the code had been used. Or yeah, apparently it looks they've even though the code was not used, apparently it's triggered something in the website where they think the code has been used. So I don't know what the hell to do now. There's a lot of I've got so many emails from Amazon that it's kind of hard to go through all of them. I do know I've seen a few that says, if you're having any problems, call your something. I forget what the title of the person is I'm supposed to call, but it doesn't have that person's name and it doesn't have that person's phone number, so I don't know how the hell I'm supposed to call them. Anyway, today, and when I started the first vlog today, and I said that there was other stuff I should have done, but I slept in too late. I really wanted to head back out to the warehouse where they did my hiring process over there off 67th and Buckeye. I really wanted to head back over there and see if they could help me with it. And Allison's like, well, just don't worry about it. Take care of it on your first day. I'm really worried about come my first day not being able to work, or not being able to work a full week my first week because I don't have the right shoes. And I really need that first pay period, because I'm going to be working Sunday through Wednesday, getting paid on Friday. At least it's weekly pay. That's a good thing. I need that first payment to be as much as possible, because this month is just going to be really, really tight, especially with my storage fees going up. So, I don't know if it's I feel like it's probably a bad idea to try to go there on a Saturday or a Sunday, so I guess I'm going to have to hold off on that until Monday. I think tomorrow I'm going to kind of focus on trying to clear out one of those storage units. Especially with my, it's been a struggle to pay that the last couple of months, and with my rent increasing this month on my storage, that's something I really need to get handled, and tomorrow's going to be a good day to work on that. Anyway, I've kept this going way longer than I needed to. As you see, I'm kind of walking in circles. I should be in my bedroom getting relaxed right now. But I said I wasn't going to explain the whole thing, and I did explain the whole thing with what went wrong with ordering my damn shoes, but I just kind of wanted to get that off my chest. Anyway, I'm still crossing my fingers, hoping I really have this job. I don't know. I feel like it feels like everything these days is just, it seems like it's good. It's just too good to be true. I mean, I really thought that gig I got, back in August with, God, it feels like forever ago. That gig I got back in August, before my car broke down. I actually got the gig, I think, in early August, but I ended up not starting until, with the Union Jack. Like, I thought that was going to be my saving grace, and then there was so many delays before I actually started working and getting paid, and kind of struggled through that. And 4 shows. That's all I did. 4 shows. And they haven't contacted me back to bring me back, which doesn't really surprise me. But there's just this one word that summarizes the last 2 years of my life. It's disappointment. So we shouldn't get my hopes up so high with the Amazon thing, but I don't know. Really hoping this is the one that pulls me out. Anyway, thanks for coming with, and like and subscribe and stuff. Yeah.